where's boxing heading at the moment then now? Where is it going really? We've got gimmicks in boxing. Campbell Hatton, Conor Benn, Chris Eubank. Tell me their best wins. Hey? What's Chris Eubank's best win? He stepped up twice and lost twice, hasn't he? What's his best win? What's Conor Benn's best win to be world ranked? And we've just seen the debacle that's Campbell Hatton, haven't we? It's gimmick stuff, gimmick stuff. None of them even sell tickets, so I don't know where boxing's heading. I'm really worried about what's going on. So then we've got the drug testing situation. Why is Liam Cameron getting a 4-year drug ban for a tiny, minute recreational bit of cocaine in his urine? Why is that? 4-year ban. Tyson Fury had a steroid charge, a refusal to have a test, and a cocaine charge. He got a 2-year backdated ban. So why is that? Why have we got the WBA, right? The WBA with all these belts. What's happening with that? Hey, why have we got fighters like Anthony Yarde, Conor Benn, jumping the levels? It's disasters waiting to happen. We all saw what happened with Yarde Kovalev. Then when he came back down to domestic level, he got schooled by a one-armed man, Lyndon Arthur, whose other arm were injured and beat him with a jab. What's all that about? Eh? Who's going to say something if I don't say anything? Eh? Then we've got these YouTubers that have got access, but they're all in bed with everybody. Well, literally. But they're not asking right questions, are they? They're pondering to the promoters for access to get paid from views. What's all that about? And it's filtered now into the old school media guys like Steve Bunce, Trish Dixon, In From Times, Ron Lewis. None of them want to ask proper questions. They're all pandering to these promoters. You know why? Because they want access. And the managers, what are they doing? The managers and the trainers are saying nothing, aren't they? Why? Because they want to get their kids on these shows. It's craziness, utter craziness. And don't even get me started about the British Boxing Board of no control. What are they doing for the sport besides slinking about in hotels and limousines and flying all over the world? What are they doing? What are they doing for the sport? Is the sport safe? Yeah, you could say it's safe. Is the pensions for fighters? There's no pensions for fighters, is there? None whatsoever. Then we've got the Tommy Frank debacle. Tommy Frank's a British champion coming off 2 losses. What about the British Boxing Board's protocol? What about that? So does that mean now every manager who's got a kid who's got 2 defeats, he's going to get his kid a title shot now? What about earning a title shot for a British title? I thought the British title was supposed to mean something, not these trinket belts. It's utter craziness, but nobody's doing anything about it, are they? And what about ticket deals? All these promoters putting fighters on ticket deals. What's happening with that? Ticket deals are illegal. Nobody's saying a word, are they? Nobody's saying a word. Promoters are supposed to promote. Fighters are supposed to fight. Managers are supposed to manage. They're not supposed to be in bed with promoters and going against their fighter for their own cut. It's utter madness. And like I've just said there, I'm up to here about it. I'm up to here with it, but do you know what? I'm just going to keep going, because who's going to stop me doing these videos? Nobody can stop me doing these. I'm not even warmed up yet. So I don't really know what else to say, really. I'm disappointed with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I mean, they're in a poor era of heavyweight boxing, but 2 heavyweight champions from UK and they can't even fight. One's even lost his belt now. That fight's further away now than ever. So what's happening with that? And then we've got Kell Brook's situation and Amir Khan. They're trying to get the fight on. That fight shouldn't be allowed in a month of Sundays. They've had 10 years to put that fight on. 10 years. Kell Brook and Amir Khan have both been round the houses. They've wrung as much money as they can out of their careers, and now nobody's interested in them, and that's a shame. Because me as a fight fan, an hardcore fight fan, I feel robbed of having that fight. I feel robbed of having that fight. Don't even get me started about dope testing. We've got Dominic Engel up here. 3 drug test failures on his watch. Is he going to hand his licence into Boxing Board of Control? Is he it? His family have been on board years, haven't they, area council? So there's no going to happen, is there? Nothing's going to happen. We're just going round in circles and circles. What it needs is somebody like Simon Jordan. That's right, Simon Jordan. So all you hardcore boxing fans from Porky's Corner, send this video to Simon Jordan on Twitter. He can save boxing. This title is going to be called Simon Jordan Can Save British Boxing. Because the Boxing Board of Control, the Freemason people, that's what they are. They're a bunch of old fuddy-duddies in an illegal operation governing the sport. They don't govern the sport. They don't do anything for the sport except slink about thinking they're popular. Simon Jordan can save boxing. Simon, come and save this sport, because you're the only person that's talking sense, utter sense, because none of these want to come on my channel and answer some proper boxing questions. None of them whatsoever. There's accusations about trainers taking underage kids back to their house. This is going back a few years. If this were in boxing, in football, sorry, it'd be all over newspapers. But boxing just puts its head down, doesn't it? It don't want to talk about things like this. You just want to keep the money rolling in. But what about them boxers? What happens to them? And what happens to them kids on scrap heap? 34-year-old with no pensions. Footballers get a pension, boxers don't. So Simon Jordan, you can save the sport of boxing. You can save it. You don't know it, but you can. Because you talk sense and you've got a platform. So why don't you get a job at Boxing Board of Control and we get these old fuddy-duddies out, because the sport's never going to change. It's heading towards going underground. This is in front of our eyeballs. When Anthony Joshua's finished with boxing, Eddie Hearn will go. Who else is the big star at Eddie Hearn's stable? Who? Who's the big star at Eddie Hearn's stable? The second biggest star after Anthony Joshua is Eddie Hearn. But he's made it all about him. Dylan White's not a big star. He's not even fought for a European title. I mean, what's Eddie going to do? Dig Tony Bellew up with a spade? Going to dig him up from graveyard? He can't save it. Derek Chisora's had life punched out of him. Look at Dave Allen. What's happened to Dave Allen? Hey, what's happened to Dave Allen? Punched upside down from being an undefeated fighter. This is all on Eddie Hearn's watch. Just like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, that's all on Eddie Hearn's watch. And Frank Warren, he's got to play a part in this as well. Between all of them, they've British boxing up. That's what they've done, they've it up. So, I think that's about it really. There isn't really much else to say, is there really? Where is it heading? I don't know. But I just want to finish on one thing, right? The English Institute of Sport is lottery funded. Robert McCracken's been up there 12 years. 12 years he's been up there. His professional fighters that he's been training have been training up there, using the facilities. These are millionaire fighters like Carl Froch, Anthony Joshua, who's heading, he wants to be a billionaire, doesn't he? Why can't he get his own gym? Hey, Anthony Joshua, get his own gym. How can Robert McCracken run that up there and be impartial? He can't, can he? Hey, it's amateurs for amateurs, not professionals, and it's wrong. Could you imagine St George's, where the England FA train, where England team train, if Liverpool were using facilities there with Klopp and nobody else were able to use it? Hey, how can that be fair? They're all gaining an advantage on everybody else, although it didn't help Joshua the other night, did it? But that's just my opinion on it all. The sport needs a complete overhaul from top to bottom, and it needs saving, and it needs somebody like you, Simon Jordan, to save the sport of boxing. That's for speaking up against what happened at weekend, Simon Jordan, because nobody in mainstream media is going to say a word. I'm saying a word, a few words about it. There's a few other people as well. The Beautiful Boxing Podcast, Boxing Asylum, Ultratech Sports YouTube, Bayloric TV, but nobody else is saying a word to save this great sport. So Simon Jordan, come on board, get in touch with Porky's Corner, porkycorner@mail.com. Get in touch with me, Simon. You know, and I'll sort you out a free pair of Porky's Corner tracky bottoms. Alright, so peace out, keep on trucking, keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares, Eddie Hearn, because I'm coming for you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's filming in Leeds. We've done that little short video there that hopefully everybody will send to Simon Jordan, because I think he's the only man that can save the sport of boxing. And we've done the helmets of the month. So, alright, no doubt I'm going to get a bit of grief off you all for my attire for the outside filming today. We can't wear stuff like this in front of a green screen, so I've had to get that other stuff off and put stuff on that I'm more comfortable with. But I'm a bit out there, aren't I? But listen, my heart's in the right place. I love the sport of boxing, and I think that if we're not outspoken about what's going on, it's going to go underground. And I've got statistics that prove that it's heading underground. The 18 to 24 year olds are all jumping over to watch UFC. This is in front of our eyeballs, and this is on Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren's, Dennis Hobson's, Mick Ennis's, Barry McGuigan's, and all them promoters, Steve Goodwin, Steve Wood, Carl Greaves, everybody, Neil Marsh. This is on everybody's watch. Fights are not happening. Conor Ben David Evanesian's not happening. Fury Joshua's not happening. Dylan White, Joe Joyce, that's not happening. Why? Why can't they all work together and just get these fights on? Because I'll tell you this much, if boxing goes underground, they'll all want to fight anybody. They'll all want to fight them, won't they? Hey, but it's just, do you know what I mean? People just want to fight easy fights and pick up money. Fighters are becoming businessmen and not fighters. That's what's happening, and the fans are sick of it. If I could just show you some of the emails I get, sick to death of it, and they're all turning towards UFC now. Like I said, nobody's coming out and speaking about it. These YouTubers are not going to say anything because they'll get the press passes took off them. Like me, you'll get refused. Do you know what I mean? Steve Bunce tried to speak up years ago and Mickey Duff banned him for 2 years. And this is what happens. What is it, a new world order in boxing? Well, we have to do and say as they say. Hey, have we all got to dance to their tune? Hearn and Warren's and everybody else, all these promoters. People need to stop complaining to me. I can't be at front of this. That includes all you laminate holders. You've all got to come out and speak up. Do you mind saying it under your breath, or to your mates in pub, or to your missus in bed? Say it on your social medias what you're unhappy with. Do you know what I mean? It's going down the pan. And it's in front of our eyeballs. And on that note, end of bum.